Hi students, welcome back to my channel Evolve Solving Physics. Today we are going to discuss some topics which is based on vertical motion. So far we discussed about horizontal motion and kinematic equations based on horizontal motion. Now we are going to discuss vertical motion. Based on that vertical motion, we are going to discuss some topics based on that vertical motion. First, before knowing about the vertical motion, we have to know about the acceleration due to gravity. What is meant by acceleration due to gravity? Before knowing about acceleration due to gravity, you have to know about the meaning of gravitational force. What is gravitational force? You have listened so many times that apple is falling from tree. Why apple is falling from tree? No one is cutting the apple to fall down from the tree, but automatically, suddenly, the apple is falling from the tree, because the apple is falling from the tree due to gravitational force. Without an gravitational force, no object will fall down. Without any gravitational force, no object is fall downward direction. As apple is falling on the earth surface due to gravitational force. What is gravitational force means? The attractive force or force of attraction between two objects. The force of attraction between two objects. Gravitational force means gravitational force is force of attraction or attractive force between two objects, that we call it as gravitational force. Just remember that the attractive force between two objects is called gravitational force. Here one object is apple here, and another object is earth. Without earth attraction, no object will be fall down. Earth is attracting due to gravitational force, as apple is falling downward direction on the earth. The apple is falls on the earth. The apple falls on the earth due to earth attractive force. Earth gravitational force, that we call it as gravitational force. Here the attractive force between two objects means one is apple, another one is earth. Due to earth attraction, the apple is falling downwards. This is called gravitational force. Any object is falling downwards means that object has an gravitational force which is attracted by the earth. Okay, so attractive force between two objects are force of attraction between two objects is called gravitational force. See here, the uniform acceleration of a freely falling body, any freely falling body, or any, for suppose an object is falling freely downward, it is always directed towards the center of the earth. Any object is thrown downward, any object is freely falling, it is always directed towards the center of the earth. That object has an uniform acceleration. Any freely falling body will always falls with a uniform acceleration towards the center of the earth due to earth gravitational force. We call it as acceleration due to gravity. For suppose an object is thrown upward direction, then it is also directed towards the center of earth itself. As it is thrown upward, automatically it fall downward direction due to earth gravitational force, that we call it as acceleration due to gravity. Just remember that for a freely falling body, an object has uniform acceleration which is always directed towards the center of the earth due to earth gravitational force, that we call it as acceleration due to gravity. So for a suppose, if an ball is freely falling, means it is moving with uniform acceleration and it is directed towards center of the earth. Why? It is due to earth gravitational force, that we call it as acceleration due to gravity. one word you should have to remember. For a freely falling body, an object contains an uniform acceleration. Okay, so I said acceleration due to gravity is denoted by small g. So for suppose an object is freely falling, an object, consider this is an object is freely falling, then velocity increases and acceleration due to gravity is positive. Just remember that for a freely falling body, velocity increases and acceleration due to gravity is positive. For suppose an object is thrown upward, arrow mark downward represents freely falling. Arrow mark represents here downward direction, means it is freely falling. As I thrown upward, object is thrown upward, arrow mark represent upward, projected upward, then velocity decreases and acceleration due to gravity is negative. Just remember that for a object which is thrown upward, projected upward, then the velocity will decreases and the acceleration due to gravity, small g, is negative. G is positive for a freely falling body and g will be negative for a vertically projected upward body, and velocity increases here. Freely falling body, in case of freely falling body, in case of vertically projected body, the velocity will decreases. These are the two important points which should you remember to solve problems. Okay, next, and the value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. In solving problems, if they won't give the value of g, you should take the value of g as 9.8 meter per second square. Just remember that the acceleration due to gravity on the earth surface is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, the value of g is means the value of acceleration due to gravity on earth surface is 9.8 meter per second square. So the acceleration due to gravity of a body is always directed towards the center of the earth. I said acceleration due to gravity, if an object is freely falling, it always directed towards the center of the earth with uniform acceleration. I said that we call it due to earth gravitational force. We said it as acceleration due to gravity. This acceleration due to gravity is always directed towards the center of the earth if an object is thrown upward or downward. I said as it is thrown, object is thrown downward means it is always directed towards the center of the earth. For suppose if an object is projected upward, after projecting upward, automatically it reaches to the earth surface, means it is always an object which is always directed towards the center of the earth if an object is thrown upward or downward. Okay, then I said the value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. Why meter per second square? Means acceleration due to gravity, means having same acceleration na. So acceleration units is meter per second square, so acceleration due to gravity units will also be a meter per second square. And g is independent of size, shape, material and nature of the body. So g is acceleration due to gravity is independent. Independent means does not depends on size, shape, nature of the body. When it does not depends on size, shape and material of the body, when we ignore an air resistance. As for suppose two objects are falling downward. For suppose an apple is falling downward and a metal is falling downward direction. Both reaches the earth surface with same acceleration. When they reaches the earth with same acceleration, when air resistance is ignored. If air resistance is ignored, acceleration due to gravity does not depends on size, shape and material of the object. In some cases, in some situations, we use an air resistance. In some problems we use an air resistance, but in maximum situation we ignore an air resistance. In problem solving they mention the air resistance, means you should use that air resistance and you should solve the problem. I will explain in the later class. If they won't mention the air resistance, you should avoid the air resistance, just solve the problem. So if an air resistance is ignored, if an object is falling, there will be some air which disturbs the object. So if an air resistance is ignored, the value of g is same. They fall with same acceleration, and acceleration due to gravity is independent of size, shape and material of the body. So if air resistance is ignored, all objects have same acceleration due to gravity. I said that for a freely falling body or vertically projected upward body, the body will be always directed towards the center of the earth. An object is directed towards the center of the earth. For suppose the acceleration due to gravity g at the center of the earth is 0. So as you all know that the value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. But at the center of the earth, the acceleration due to gravity is 0. You should remember that at the center of the earth, the acceleration due to gravity will be 0. But if an object is freely falling or projected upward, it always directed towards the center of the earth. At the center of the earth, the value of g is, the acceleration due to gravity will be 0. So this is about acceleration due to gravity. If you have any doubts, please comment me in comment box. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.